Aloha mai kako. This is Maile Aiu Domingo with HAWAIIAN Local Foundation, bringing you just another talk story. Just wanted to share with you something that's going on in my life, and I thought that maybe it would be helpful to some other parents and children that might be going through the same thing. So I have an 18-year-old daughter who started conversations with a boy I guess about a year ago, 9 to 12 months ago, and I didn't really realize that they were engaging in conversations. So anyway, so here I am in the middle of this situation, and how do you deal with it? So I think a mother's first reaction is to protect her child and to want to say no, 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 and no. But that's not very realistic, is it? If I am to approach human relationships and the theology of our body in a mature fashion as an adult, as a parent, well then I have to treat my daughter like she is, she and her body have the capacity to demonstrate the dignity with which it was made. So I want to read to you something that Pope John Paul II wrote, sorry, about self-gift and the freedom to love. He writes, "Love consists of commitment that limits one's freedom. It is a giving of the self, and to give oneself means just that, to limit one's freedom on behalf of another. Limitations of one's freedom might seem to be something unpleasant or negative, but love makes it possible. It makes it positive, it makes it joyful, and it makes it a creative thing. Because freedom exists for the sake of love." And I think I want to take that approach in guiding my daughter with this relationship. So the first thing I want to give her is freedom. So he came over and he asked my permission to date her. And I said, I'd like you guys to be friends first. And what that means for me is that I don't want them to identify as boyfriend and girlfriend. One, because that's not who they are, right? That's not who they are first. Who they are first are human beings with dignity who have the capacity to discipline themselves to know a friendship amongst each other first. And that's what I'm inviting them to. I'm inviting them to know themselves, especially in regards to this romantic connection, and to live out this freedom of gift, of self-gift, with each other side by side. Because, okay, so the situation was that I gave her a phone, and turns out when you give your teenager a phone, she's gonna use it to call a boy. But I think a lot of the communication has happened over text, and in my opinion, a texting relationship is only partially based on reality. So for 1 year, I invited the two kids, 18 and 21, to create a friendship. You know, spend time side by side together, one body next to another body, living out life, doing things together. So this afternoon they're shopping at the mall. The other weekend she went over to his parents' house to watch a movie, and I think tomorrow night he may be coming over here to watch faith formation education classes with us. And so it's just, you know, it's a way for them to be side by side and see how they interact together, because our minds and our imagination can create the other person into what our minds think of them, what our heads have designed for them in our imagination. And that's not real, right? That's not reality. So I wanted to invite them to create friendships that were real, side-by-side relationships. How are you going to treat me in this situation? How are you going to communicate to me in this situation? How are you going to demonstrate yourself and your quote-unquote love in this situation from day to day? Not on a phone over a text, but with your body. How are you going to demonstrate your love to my body? And that's the basic question that I'm asking them to ask themselves. But I think more important, as a parent, that's the basic question I'm directing them to experience, right? Because if you think your relationship is marriage ready, which is something that they indicated to me because they spent 9 months over a text relationship without telling either parents, sets of parents, right? Like, no, that's not reality. that is a figment of our imagination. And so I think it's really important for guys to demonstrate with their body, how are they going to love me? How are they going to provide for me? How are they going to be honest with me? How are they going to serve me? Right? And then for myself as a woman, or for my daughter in her case, how is she going to be receptive to that love? How is she going to see herself in receiving that relationship? Because it's dangerous. It's dangerous to fall in love with the idea of the other person and not fall in love with the actual demonstration of who we think we are to each other, but more importantly, who we think we are to ourselves. So I think that I'll leave you with those thoughts for today. And remember that parents, you need to be directive with your children. Look, this is my 4th child. And only now am I very directive. I think I was less directive with the other kids. But that's okay. I'm on my learning journey too. And yeah, it's kind of exciting. You know, it's kind of exciting. I want her to uphold the dignity of the boy. And I want to see how the boy is able to uphold the dignity, not only of my daughter, but of himself. And so we're just going to see how it unfolds, and I'll report in every couple of days, I guess. Let you know how things are going. Let you know what I'm discovering. And leave you with the thoughts of J. Paul II. Freedom exists for the sake of love. This is Maile Aiu Domingo, signing out with HAWAIIAN Foundation and the music within. Aloha.